The Lords of Tram 2025 was the most extreme kiteboarding event of all time, hands down. The Tramontana wind is known to be very strong and very dense, but what we were able to witness on the 29th of March was just out of this world. The final of the GKA was going down in Barcarès. Lords of Tram is about to go down in a couple of minutes, and the best riders in the world were competing for the crown. Forecast up to 50 knots. Let's see if we even get more. Some riders were worried about 60 or 70 knot gusts. Can't fucking wait for it. Let's go. Let's get right into the first heat of the man. The buzzer went off. Finally the competition is on. Luca Cerruti started the scoring with this beautiful double loop, putting the kite in the sweet spot right in front of him. That was an insane angle from Luca Cerruti. That's how we want to see double loops perform. Baby Shark is known to be fearless and clinical, and he proves it in his third attempt, going for this mental double kite loop laid back hold. Oh my gosh. Baby Shark, mate. Finn Flügel didn't hold back either. He was going into this competition as the number 3 and had serious chances to fight for the title as the world champion. Finn Flügel absolutely dominated this heat, and he was able to beat the likes of Baby Shark and Luca Cerruti at only 15 years old. Now Leonardo Cassati. Big S-loop, oh my gosh.
Yeah, and I just hit the bucks. Whoa. Espresso, but it's triple shot. I don't sweeten it. Y'all getting slapped on cause you sleeping in. On God, aside from me, I don't believe in shit. I'm done fucking, but she telling me to leave it in. Lot of blessings piling up that I ain't even wished for. None left over for y'all. I'm locking the fridge door at the crib, cutting hits. I read through the catalog, came to conclusion, no one's touching this. Just finished the maiden voyage, hopping off the Mayflower. Set up shot to kill them off, whatever it take, pal. Sing the boats, I'm at home. I'm selfish with the goals, I could give a fuck who try and get along. 6'3", you can't look me in the eyes, you ain't grown. Coming up short, reevaluate your goals. What you own, so you still lease beats. I got splits with all the bros, making sure the team eats. And I had a full ton the whole time, that's a whole grind. Gave myself the credit, bought it to me with no cosign. I don't need a loan, I'm on 10, I'm my own dime. Y'all got no control, the type to sign away your whole life still. In the mud to my neck, I love a spy day. I still lift the world's weight, shoulder showing all game. Still on one on my off days. Still prefer some color skin over the brown spray. Looking cool as fuck as I walk away. Get the job done, I'm James Bond and LeBron James. This is not a cosplay, swear I'm living real life. And every time I don't write, when it feels right. They see the win streak, damn this shit is long-winded. I don't see you at the top, you cannot visit. Or the Dave's hot chicken at a crib with some god bitches. Get me on any beat, you know I'm going off with it. And when my time comes, and that shit'll come, know I'm ready. Always hit what I aim for, bitch, I hold it steady. I feel for anybody tryna step in the way of this. I handle shit by any means, you know that's just the way it is. And when my time comes, and that shit'll come, know I'm ready. Always hit what I aim for, bitch, I hold it steady. I feel for anybody tryna step in the way of this. I handle shit by any means, you know that's just the way it is.
We saw one of the best performances by Hugo Wigglesworth. He could land one big double after the next one and send Cohen and Lorenzo straight into the losers bracket. Not only did we see the final stop of the Big Air World Tour 2025, we also saw the highly anticipated comeback from Liam Whaley, the kitesurfing legend that has been recovering from a back injury since over 1.5 years. His first heat back into competition was already a tough one against Zach and Stino. The Dutchman was covering tremendous distances on his 7 square meter, doing classic Big Air.
I'm one up, I'm winning. I'm shooting my shot and I'm already grinning. You know that I'm one up, I'm one of you sending. You know you've been cutting, you know I'm ascending. I'm one up, I'm winning. I'm one up, I'm winning.
Stino won that heat. on the biggest kite, going absolutely massive. Timo Boersema versus Shahar Sobari and Jason van der Spy. Jason was riding the latest prototype of an Airrush 3-strut kite, but besides landing 2 big double loops, the gamble didn't quite pay off for him. Timo, on the other hand, stuck to his massive single loops, but was struggling to get the landings in. He also only landed 2 out of his 7 attempts. And the most consistent rider was Shahar Sobari. He was the only one to land 3 solid scores. His consistency secured him the quarterfinals. In Heat 7, things started to get really wild again. A madman called Arthur Gilbert did tricks we were not expecting to see in such heavy conditions. It was just too windy to throw the board through the air mid-loop and catching it after a couple of flips. I'm just mentioning that because nobody else was doing those tricks. And also Beto Gomez went mental. This must have been the biggest double loop of his life. The creativity of his opponents was just not enough to beat Kimo Verkerk. He was fearlessly sending it, went super high on his Slingshot NXT 6-meter and won the heat. The newcomer Nelson Holz was able to win over Clément Huot and World Championship contender Edgar Ulrich in his first big event appearance. That was seriously impressive. Round 1 offered everything we were hoping to see, and even more wind. The spontaneous 16-hour road trip was worth it already, but world champion still had to be crowned. The Lord of Tram had yet to be determined, and nobody had been eliminated yet. But this was about to change in round 2. Cohen van Dijk and Mario Sanchez were the first ones to face elimination. This was also due to Lucas Cerruti, who was looking way too comfortable on his new kite, the 5 square meter Fly Surfer Era 2. In this elimination round, he put down the best double loop performance I've ever seen from the South African.
Cerruti incoming for his next attempt. Double contra, to be bored of. Sick one over there.
Leonardo Casati managed to land the highest score with a triple loop variation at around 20 meters of height. He was also on a 5. This was one of the heats where it was so windy that the competition had to be postponed due to the extreme risk. More than 60 knots of wind were measured in the lagoon of Barcarès. Even after the 1-hour break, it was still extremely dangerous. But elimination was on the line, and Baby Shark was ready to go all in. I've never seen a guy going that big on a 5-meter reach, and he was able to keep the upper hand against Nathan and Baptiste. Even though they could give us a sneak peek of their talent, with a combined 10 crashes out of 14 attempts, they were not able to advance. Lorenzo outscored them with multiple triple loops, and Baby Shark won the heat with a beautiful display of doubles and the cleanest landings of the whole day.
Doobie double board off, that was amazing from Baby Shark.
The international pros definitely didn't hold back on the French locals. In Heat 3 of the second round, Liam and Timo were just too strong for Clément and Arthur. Clément did the most powerful double loop of his life. but was seen celebrating too early and dropped out of the sky. Liam kept it easy, but was consistently reaching massive heights and power during his attempts. His one and only crash was intense though. Arthur Gilbert was putting down trick after trick and even caught a magic gust. But in terms of power and execution, Timo Boersema was on another level and secured the second place behind Liam. The hang time he was getting was just insane. After winning the previous event in Brazil, Edgar Ulrich was on pole position to claim the World Championship title in front of his home crowd. Also, Zach Adams still had a shot at the title. He made his first final appearance back in November, but the conditions in Brazil were different, and the comp was way less intense than this one over here. Their competitors, Beto Gomez and Jason van der Spy.
What you think they giving greatness out? Now you gotta take it. They don't know the hustle, they confused when they look at you. Till you hit your goals, they all shy, they think you Pikachu.
Jason was sending it with clinical precision and delivered some of the most flawless and stylish singles of the whole competition. His tricks seemed to slow time, standing in stark contrast to the doubles we saw all day. The judges clearly appreciated his style, awarding him with first place. Though Edgar couldn't match Jason's performance, he secured the second place, while the competition ended for Beto and Zach. We're down to the wire. It's quarterfinal time. The stakes are higher. The wind was only getting stronger at this point.
It is too windy to jump right now.
But before we dive in, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel. We're more than happy for each and every one of you that joins the community.
It is too windy to jump right now. This is Lords of Tram 2025 in a nutshell.
Prime Liam Whaley would probably have been able to keep up with Josh and Lorenzo, but he was clearly holding back on his tricks. The conditions were just too crazy to risk another injury. The boys were sending it as if their life was on the line, and we saw some of the biggest double loops of all time.
Vamos, Joshi! Yes! Woo! Hold my beer, Josh! No! Wahnsinn! What the hell, Lorenzo Gassati? Let's fucking go!
Also, the overall performance of Finn Flügel was quite a surprise for me. I did know he was talented, but I didn't believe he would be so comfortable in Barcarès when it's over 50 knots. Even though he got kicked out, the 15-year-old Red Bull athlete proved once more that he has the potential to become one of the best riders in this discipline. In the meantime, Hugo Wigglesworth almost surpassed his own world record while warming up for his next session, and the crowd was his.
Hugo Wigglesworth is coming back from his trip around the globe.
He had a hell of an upwinder behind him, and unfortunately the explosive form of round 1 was just out of reach for him. Also, Jason downgraded significantly. He went back to that 3-strut kite we'd seen in round 1, but couldn't connect with it at all, and ended up with a couple of wasted attempts and an overall poor performance. His timing was off and the flow was broken. For him and his fans, this was for sure a crash of expectations. With 2 opponents stumbling, Leonardo Casati used his chance and stepped up. He didn't need fireworks, just clean execution, solid height and consistent landings were enough to secure the second place. King of the Air Andrea Principi was the only one to get really creative in the air. He painted chaos in the sky. Inverted rotations, board-offs, single loops and doubles. The sheer amount of kite control and body coordination was outstanding and got rewarded heavily. It's about time to give a massive shout out to the spectators that gathered on the beach in Barcarès. They wouldn't leave until the last minute, which was seriously impressive in these conditions. Stein Mull was once again dominating and winning the heat with his classic single loops.
Move of emotion, they drunk at the problems, they you was on road and they start. She know this cause she is the same. She's trying to stop playing games. Move of emotion, they drunk at the problems, they you was on road and they start. She know this cause she is the same. She's trying to stop playing games. Move of emotion, they drunk at the problems, they you was on road and they start. She know this cause she is the same. She's trying to stop playing games.
Edgar Ulrich was very close to elimination until his last move that kept his chances for the title alive.
Judging me. Move of emotion, they drunk at the problems, they judging me. She know this cause she is the same.
Shahar Sabari and Luca Cerruti were struggling to consistently catch the right gusts and couldn't advance. As the sun was setting in the south of France, the windiest day of competition history was slowly coming to an end, with the fourth and last quarter final. We gotta be more than grateful that nobody came off injured, even though seeing some nasty crashes in almost every heat. Especially towards the end, signs of fatigue were setting in, but Kimo and Timo could keep it together and qualify for the semis. And just like that, an epic day came to an end. The 29th of March will go down forever in the history of Big Air Kitesurfing. In the early morning of day 2, the women got to have another go, and who else but Queen of the Air Francesca Maini was able to stick one of the highest scoring tricks of the women's division in her first heat. In the second heat of the day, the Tramontana picked back up again, and the girls' competition had to get postponed once more. The 8 remaining boys got ready.
So competition is on standby again, the girls had to stop. Edgar Ulrich still competing for the World Championship title. Have a slingshot kite getting pumped up. It looks insane. How was yesterday for you?
Man, freaking epic, and today looks just as strong. So yeah, we're gonna go absolutely full sand. My heat will be in about approximately 40 minutes, something like this. And yeah, man, frick, it's looking insane. Water's starting to fly again, and we're gonna fly freaking high soon.
Let's jump right into the semi-finals of the Big Air World Championship 2025 in Barcarès. For Edgar and Lorenzo, the title was on the line.
It would be his first world title. Oh my gosh, what a double blade back. That was absolutely mentally high. And he lands it. That was so steezy. Mamma mia.
Andrea Principi was also in this heat and kept the pressure up. If either Edgar or Lorenzo wouldn't advance into the final, their chances for the world title would go down drastically. Kimo Verkerk launched himself into a jaw-dropping 31.6 meters. That was the highest jump in a competition heat that has ever been recorded.
Contra late front with a board off. Not the cleanest of landings for Edgar. Judges will not score it very high. Oh, boogie double kite loop board off. Man, he lands it. Outstanding. Bam! Kite in the water. Whoa, what a massive one from Andrea. Amazing trick from Kimo Berkirk. And he's able to stick the landing. Doobie double from Lorenzo Casati, another perfect landing over here. No, he crashed in the end.
To advance, Edgar would have needed the heat of his life, but he couldn't get it together. He even became fourth in this semi-final. So against all expectations, Lorenzo Casati became world champion by winning the semi-final of Lords of Tram. But the competition wasn't over yet. And Josh Gillett knocked himself out on his second attempt, in the hardest crash I have ever seen live in kiting.
No, he's knocked out.
He rode into the jump, seriously underpowered, but still pulled the trigger into a doobie double. The second loop was unfortunately way too aggressive. Josh got twisted into a rotation and had to take the whole crash fully on his back. After more than 40 seconds face down in the lagoon, he could be rescued by the jet skis and was brought to the hospital right after. That was a shock for everybody involved.
Oh fucking hell, no, Josh.
After 1 hour, semi-final 2 was continued and we got the good news that Josh regained consciousness after only a couple of minutes, thanks God. The 3 remaining riders were fighting for 2 spots in the final, and it was a close battle between Leonardo, Timo and Stein.
Come on, Stino, he landed it. Oh my god.
Leonardo Casati didn't let go of his double loop strategy, while Stein and Timo were pushing for maximum hang time on their 7 and 8 meter kites. Less than 2 points were differentiating the guys, and the result came down to their last tricks, where Leo and Stino performed their highest scores.
Incredibly highest loop order for Leonardo Casati.
Timo was the last one to jump. The pressure was on him. He went for a very technical move and was fully in control.
Let's go.
In the end, he missed a few meters of height, but he came so close to making his first World Tour final. Before the men's final, the organizers gave the girls another shot. And finally, in their third attempt, they could go through with the competition. Here are some highlights of that.
In-bar is on a 7 meter. Ooh, that was nice. Very good execution.
At 4:15 p.m. it was time for the women's Big Air final. The wind had come down a bit and settled around 35 knots. Both our favorites, Francesca Maini and Michaeli Sol, started with late back rolls in what seemed to be the perfect conditions. Sarah Zadek didn't have the best start and crashed her first 2 attempts, while Queen of the Air Francesca Maini took the lead with this aggressive boogie contra loop. In her fourth attempt, Alice Rougiou landed her first and only good score. Francesca was laying down her third one. And now, Michaeli Sol started her show. With two outstanding tricks in a row, she took over the lead again, and her opponents had to go massive to counter her technicality. Sara Zadek responded with the highest score of the final. And Cesca put everything on one card. High risk, high reward. But it didn't pay off for her this time, and Michaeli Sol also won the second World Tour stop and crowned herself Big Air World Champion 2025. That's enough talking from my side. Now you can enjoy the boys' final. Thank you so much for joining in.